Alrighty, we are live.
Okay.
We are live. Welcome back to the best version of us. We are LeAnn and
Matthew.
And
Baby Matthew.
Baby Matthew. After 11 years together, building businesses, getting married, becoming parents, and going through all the highs and lows, this is where we're going to have honest conversations about life, love, business, and parenthood, and then everything that comes along with growing together, while we figure out what it takes to become the best version of us. The best version of me, the best version of you, the best version of us, baby. All right. So today we're going to be sharing the full story of our son's birth, from the birth we planned to the birth that we got that we never expected, and then what it looked like a month postpartum and what that was like for the both of us. Okay? So let's start with the birth we pictured before everything began to change. Let's see, actually a lot of these are going to be kind of towards me because obviously it was my birth, but
I put in work.
before labor, what did the words natural birth mean to you?
No idea.
No idea?
Natural birth, genuinely no clue.
He was really just like down for whatever I was down for. I think that's what you need in a husband, to be honest. Is like somebody who's just like wants what you want and is like open to the experience for you. I personally believed that it was no intervention, like medically, and like needles and stuff like that. So like no epidural, no Pitocin, no surgery, none of that. Just like let my baby come out of me. That was the goal. And so originally my goal was to have a water birth. And that's what we had planned. We had our schedule set for the birthing in. We had a room. It's like this like water birth place in Tacoma. And that was the goal. But I want to ask you, what did you believe your role was as my husband while I was in labor? Because let me tell you, I sent this man a million different videos on Instagram for like the positions and all this kind of thing. So in your mind going into it, like what did you think you were responsible for? Or like what was your role?
Support.
Support? Okay, period.
Emotional support, physical support, mental support. That's it.
So what did mental support look like?
Like
give an example of
during the birth?
Yeah, what did that look? What did you think that was going to look like?
Just asking you like what you need, how I could help.
Okay.
If there's anything I could do.
What was physical support?
I'm trying to think of a good example. What did I do? I don't know.
At one point you were like pouring water on my back. I remember that pretty vividly.
I think I was rubbing your back. I think.
Rub my back, my
What
head.
about the little? Can we talk about the shocky thingy?
Oh yeah, maybe we'll talk about that when we get into the actual birth.
Okay.
This is like pre-birth.
But I don't know, like massage you, turn you around, move you around, get you into comfortable positions, stuff like that. It's physical.
Cool. This is like an interesting one that I've never asked you. Did you ever disagree with the choice that I was making, but hold back because it was my body and my birth?
In terms of what?
Like just going into the plan. Did you ever have like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I'm just going to let her do it because that's what she wants?
Like a natural birth?
Yeah.
No.
No? You're down?
I think everything, when you say like natural birth, it just sounds better. It just sounds like natural. So I never was really, I didn't know much about it, but I wasn't opposed to it.
Got you.
You know?
Got you. Okay. I think some of these...
Were you double guessing
I
yourself?
was double guessing myself the entire time. Like, I don't know if this is right. This is what my sister did. This is what I saw online. But I truthfully like knew nothing. Like yeah. I was just hoping for the... And natural seemed like yeah, it just sounds better.
Right?
Or like, I don't know. Everyone was like, oh, I never thought about doing that. Like, everyone just assumed epidural and hospital, which I always thought the opposite, which was like, that seems so scary to me.
Yeah.
Which is funny, but how things turned out. Okay. Let's see. I kind of want to go more into the actual birth. So we're going to just like move along to kind of what that looked like. So what was your opinion on like epidurals?
I didn't know what an epidural was.
Really? Even
No.
though Kaylee got one?
I didn't know that she had one.
Oh, really?
I had no clue. I'm telling you, like, I knew nothing. Like, I
Okay.
just, yeah.
Okay.
The amount of stuff that I learned is crazy, and I just don't think you would just ever think about it unless you're having a
it.
baby, you
Yeah.
know? So,
So one of the questions was, did either of us secretly think the birth plan might change? And so this is where I want to go from what our plan was to what really happened. We were doing a water birth, and so I was at the birthing center for how many hours? We got there at midnight.
a million hours.
A million hours, it felt like. We got there at midnight. We're doing the water birth. I'm coming in and out of the bed. And where was I going with this? Oh, at one point, it was like getting so excessive and I wasn't progressing with my dilation that I was like, oh no, like this is not good. This is, it's so funny that he's right here. This is like too hard. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And at one point, my dilation, she broke my water and my dilation went back. So I was at like a 7 and I went to like a 5, or I was like an 8 and I went to a 7, something like that. And that's when I mentally lost it. And I was like, I cannot do this. Even though I kept fighting for like probably 4 or 5 more hours trying to make it happen, that was when I really kind of mentally probably gave up. And I remember laying on the bed, and I almost don't want to get like emotional talking about it, but I remember laying on the bed and I was looking at the door and I saw like a vision from God. Did I ever tell you about this?
I don't know if you called it a vision from God, but yeah, you did say that you had a vision.
Yeah. I like literally, I don't know, I just saw it in the door. It was like on the back of the door. And it was just like me getting a C-section. And this is when I'm still at the birthing center. I'm still trying. I haven't had any intervention at all. But I just like felt like that was the way. And so right then and there, I became at peace with it. So I was still trying to have a natural birth, and I think I tried for even a few more hours after that like vision. But that was when I became like at peace with it, because I felt like that might be the route that I ended up taking. And so after about like, what was it, like 16 hours or something like that?
It was so long.
Of natural labor. Cruiser drove me to the hospital because I gave up. That sounds so bad to say, like I gave up, but like I did.
You didn't give up. They literally said like, I think you should go because it's not
Yeah,
working.
things were not going well. It was getting kind of scary.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyways, I went there and then they ended up giving me the epidural. And this is a good question. When I decided to get the epidural, did it feel like, that was the question. That was the answer to the question. Did either of us secretly think the birth plan might change? But that was when I secretly thought like the birth plan was going to change, was when I had that vision. But when I decided to get the epidural, did it feel like a relief, a disappointment, or both?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
You were, I don't know if it was 16 hours or however long, but when I watched you literally screaming, in pain for hours and hours and hours, by the time it was like, let's get an epidural, it was a big relief because I couldn't mentally handle to see you in that much pain.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't in any pain, but I felt your pain just by, being there.
Being there. Yeah.
So I was, relief for me. What about you?
It was both. I was very upset with myself that I couldn't do it, but it was also like a relief because I knew I couldn't do it, because I was like, I literally can't do this. Like, save me. I literally was like, I'm gonna pass away right here. There's no way this baby's coming out of me naturally. I knew something needed to happen, and going numb, I felt like the heavens parted. And I was like being saved.
What do you think?
Do you remember? Oh, I smile. Okay. And then there's a question, is at what point did having a healthy baby become more important than following the plan? And it was just right away. Once, and here, don't get me wrong, because I was very against C-sections. I thought they were like a scam. I thought they were just trying to get people money.
Oh my God.
Or get people's money. But when you're in that situation, they're telling you your baby is at risk. You'll do anything. And I was willing to just go through anything, cut me open to get him out, to go home with him. And I remember they asked me, they're like, what are you afraid of? And I said, not going home with my baby. That's what I'm afraid of. Like, I don't care what happens to me. I just want to leave here with my son. So, yeah. And, okay. Let's go into, now that we're kind of getting into the actual birth story, let's transition into the best version of you pick. Okay, so this episode is brought to you, not sponsored, but every episode we're going to share one product that's genuinely making our lives better or helping us become a better version of ourselves. It's not sponsored. Again, it's just something that we actually use and love, and we're going to call it the best version of you pick. And so for today's episode, I want to talk about these mics. This is the DJI mini mic, and this is what inspired the podcast. Cruiser, literally, I was using his mics for all of my voiceovers. Sorry, buddy. You getting stressed?
It's okay. He's okay.
I was using his mics for all of my voiceovers for Instagram, and he needed his mics so that he could film. So he was like, just buy some new mics. Which ones do you want? And I found some girl online that was talking about these, so we got them. And then I was like, okay, well, we have 2 cool mics with little fuzzy things on them. Let's start a podcast. So here we are. So the entire podcast at this point is sponsored by these mics, but that is it. So now let's get back to the moment our birth experience was going the way it was. And some of these kind of like coincide with what we just talked about. But do you think people minimize C-section births and recovery?
What does minimize mean?
Like, they don't really talk about how hard it is? Or they say, like, have you heard people say, like, it's the easy way out?
No.
Really? You haven't heard that? Oh my
Easy
God,
way
it's
out?
everywhere. People always say the C-section is the easy way out. You didn't actually, like, give birth.
Well, they must not have seen a C-section because that was pretty intense.
Talk about, okay, from a man's perspective, because as a woman, you are behind a screen when you have a C-section. You're behind like the tarp. You don't see anything. You don't feel anything. The only time you feel anything is when they're pushing on your stomach. You feel pressure when they like pop them out. Which actually, let's pause on that question, because when I thought about a C-section, I always thought they cut you open and then they like grab your baby and they pull him out. They do not do that, okay? They actually cut you open and then they like squeeze them out like a pimple. And I had no idea. And so when they like pushed down on me, I was like, oh my God, he's literally being like pushed out. Okay, so that's off topic, but I thought that was crazy. Anyways, what was your perspective? How was that moment for you? Because when they wheeled me off, you had to wait outside for...
For me, it was definitely really scary. There was a lot of fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to expect. And yeah, so right after the epidural, they say that they're going to take you away and get you prepared for the room and everything. And they said, hey, it's going to take 5 minutes. It like took like 20 minutes. I thought that they might have forgot about me and did the C-section without me. I was freaking out. I talked to the office lady multiple times.
You did?
Yeah, and I was like, did they forget about me? Because they said 5 minutes. And they're like, no, like they're still getting her ready.
Oh, wow.
But
that would have had me stressed.
dude, I was freaking out because they said 5 minutes. And I was like, is something wrong? Like, I just, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And then when I get in the room, dude, it's like a movie scene. There's like doctors, nurses, lights.
Those lights were so bright. The brightest lights you can ever imagine shining down on you.
Yeah. And then all I see is them like working. Like there's, all right, we got a good prop right here.
Yeah, let's use it.
So all you see is
There's
like
a screen here.
LeAnn, and then there's a
If
screen.
you're watching the video on Spotify, you can see us.
And then like this, so all I see is LeAnn's head basically, and there's a screen, and then it's covered everything else, and then there's a bunch of doctors over here just like working on her. And yeah, it was very, very scary. It just looked like first of all, I hate blood and I hate looking at that stuff, and it just makes me like, it grosses me out, makes me want to throw up. So for people who are like, dude, you should have watched it, I'm like, bro, did you want me? I would have passed out.
He said he didn't watch.
Absolutely not. I peeked. At one point I peeked and I saw like, all I saw was red and blood and guts, and I couldn't do it. But am I going too far? Or keep going.
No, that's fine.
And then ultimately,
Hi, baby. Hi, Mr. Tinkertons.
dude, from my perspective, all I see is they're behind the screen, just literally, it looks like they're just chopping you up, cutting you up, and you're like vibrating on the table.
Yeah, so they have when you have a C-section, they give you like an epidural, but they also give you something stronger, and it gives you the shakes. So your body is just like
convulsing.
Yeah,
and I'm
like very fast.
yeah.
Like you have the shivers, kind of.
Yeah, so I don't know how much farther I'm supposed to go, but that's what I saw.
What did you see though? What did you see? He won't tell me what he saw.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna feed him.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, did you actually see guts? Like, what is guts? What does that even mean?
I saw red. I literally looked for 0.01 seconds, and I saw like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it looked like you were just like cut open, and like, dude, there was literally your body parts were on the table.
Really?
Like, yeah, like they took it out and then they put them back in.
Huh.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that's
I
super
couldn't
interesting.
watch a video. Go
Yeah.
on YouTube. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay. Let's see here. Was there anything you wanted to say to me but didn't because you were trying to stay calm for both of us?
We've had this conversation, and I was very scared, of course, but I didn't want that energy to rub off on you, so I just, looked happy and looked like everything was fine and, looked super, super calm, but...
What do you remember about seeing our baby for the first time? Because I didn't get to see him, like, immediately when he came out, but Cruiser, you got to, like, actually see him, right, when he popped out?
Well, he popped out, and then literally, like, 1 second later, they say something about he's having a little bit of issues breathing, and they put him on a CPAP machine, so I don't have time to really...
What is a CPAP machine? They put something on his mouth? Or what?
Maybe it's not a CPAP. I think that's what it's called, the little breathing machine thingy.
Oh, interesting.
But
you watched that whole thing? You could see it?
yeah, they popped him out really quick and then put him on the table and then put him on the breathing machine because he was having issues breathing. And yeah, the little mask thing that they help you with breathing. So I'm freaking out, And again,
But his face, he doesn't look... I remember looking up at him and he was just like there. Like,
oh, on the inside,
nothing,
she can't see this. I can only see this.
Yeah.
And I'm freaking out because they're saying that he's having a little bit of issues breathing or whatever. And they need to put him on the machine. Because they were supposed to... The original plan was to give me the baby right away. Mm-hmm. The original plan was they said, hey, he's going to pop out. We're going to hand him to you immediately. And so when they didn't do that, already I was freaking out, let alone... they're saying that he's having issues breathing and they need to put him on the breathing machine. So
yeah,
extremely scary. And, but on the outside, I didn't want to show any of that at all because obviously I didn't want to freak you out.
Can you take him? I'm literally I'm spraying everywhere.
You want me to take him?
Yep.
Okay.
Pause the podcast.
Is he hungry?
I just fed him. I was just feeding him. He probably needs to burp. Sorry, guys. This is what it's like. But we're not letting having a baby stop us from our podcast. He is joining the fun. Okay.
What's going on here?
Let's see while Cruiser handles all that. I will answer one of these questions. Is how I saw him. So Cruiser got to see him, like, obviously right away as he popped out, and then they did whatever they needed to do. But
they're not going to be able to hear your audio.
what do you think?
With him crying right next to mine?
Oh, I don't know. I guess not.
Are you serious, dude?
But I was able to see him, and they immediately brought him to me, and they put him on my breast to breastfeed. And I think that is probably what helped him to be able to, don't want him to grab it.
Oh.
That's probably what was what allowed me to breastfeed from then on out. And also, life hack, random tip. There was somebody who said, put your boob in his mouth like a sandwich, like a hamburger. And I think that helped a ton with latching. Because people were like, oh, does he have a tongue, this, tongue, like, no. Just shove it in there. And I saw it on Jane the Virgin too, actually. There's like a scene. Just shove it in there like a hamburger, and he latched. And And so I was able to do that. And it was really nice. Honestly, I would say that looking back, I think everything happened the way it was supposed to. And I ended up being in the hospital, which I was totally against hospitals. I wanted to just go in, have my baby at the birthing in, and go home. But because we were in the hospital for one night, I had him at like 8 p.m. I was in the hospital for overnight. Then I was in the hospital another night. And then the nurses were so helpful that I was like, can I stay here another night? So we ended up staying there 3 nights, and it was great. We had unlimited food all day long.
The hospital food was pretty good.
The hospital food was so good. And the nurses were amazing. They would help us swaddle. They would help us change. They would help me breastfeed. It was really difficult because I had the C-section to like carry him and stuff. And so they would make sure that I was like situated. And since I had the epidural, my legs were still kind of like getting their feeling back. And I also had a catheter in, so I had to like learn how to use the restroom again. And so it was just nice to be there with help. And that leads us into us finally going home. So after 3 days, we did go home. I know there's way more details that we could go into on this, but this is just an overview podcast. We're not going to we don't need every single detail mentioned, at least not today. But when the birth was over, the recovery was just beginning. And the reality of bringing in a newborn to our home was just beginning. It was just beginning, baby. So I want to talk a little bit about our first month home. And now Cruiser has a lot more to say because he was very involved with this. So what do you think was the hardest part of the first week home?
Trying to, take care of the baby, not knowing anything,
Literally not knowing anything.
Didn't know, that you had to swaddle a baby. Didn't know you had to change the diaper 1,000,000 times a day. Didn't know that he had to burp after every single time that he eats. Just not knowing anything.
Multiple times.
Trying to just, figure that out. His sleep schedule, which we're still obviously working on. We didn't sleep last night.
We did not.
That combined with, obviously, you just had like a surgery.
That's literally the next question is how was it like becoming a dad while also helping me recover from major surgery?
Well, yeah. So balancing all that at the same time, you needing a lot of help and support and just trying to do all that all together all at once. The good thing is we have so much support from her family, from my family. So
that's so funny. The next question is, how did having my mom stay with us that first week help?
See, we don't even need the questions. Delete the questions.
Just going
I got
in.
this.
He's just going in.
But I'm going to stop before I answer future questions.
I think, gosh, having my mom stay with us was such a blessing. Like, if she's listening, shout out to you, Gem. Like, grandma award winning, like mother, everything. It was just so nice. She slept on the couch out here. Right?
Yeah.
Or did she sleep on an air mattress?
Both.
I can't even remember.
Both.
It's such
She
a
did
blur.
both.
I was like mostly in the room, I think, for a while. And then I did end up coming out here. I just could not walk very well. I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to get up. Didn't want to move. I was just feeding him, sleeping, feeding him, sleeping. We would have some people over. Did you throw up?
A lot.
A lot of throw up, baby.
Pause.
Here, I have this. He has reflux. Yeah, baby. Yeah, good job, baby. Good job. He pooped today for the first time in like 48 hours, and we were so happy. So, did it go in here? No.
It definitely did, but I don't know where.
I don't feel
No?
it. No.
Okay. Cool.
No. All right, back to it. Here, let me wipe his mouth. Good job, baby. Good job.
Okay.
I don't even know what I was saying.
You're talking about
Careful with your mic.
you're talking about where your mom slept.
Oh, yeah. No, because she was just like a huge help in making all my meals. Wow, it's crazy. I almost am forgetting. We should have done this podcast immediately after because I'm already forgetting like what that whole experience was like. I do remember, I have this memory that I was so exhausted and they were like, "LeAnn, we'll take the baby, like just go to sleep." And so I was in the room. Cruiser took the baby from me and brought him out here. My mom and him were here. I think maybe we had another family member here. Also, I call him the baby because that's like my nickname for him. It's just baby. Baby Matthew. But they took him out here, and I'm in the room by myself, and I started to have like the biggest panic and like anxiety because he had been in my stomach for the last 9 months. It was me and him. Even when I was alone, I was with him. So it was the first time that I was in a room like by myself. Even though they were trying to let me sleep, I just was so sad. I was so anxious. It was so scary to just like be there by myself that I literally started bawling my eyes out. And then Cruiser was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I kind of want to be alone." And I think you ended up just giving him back to me. I don't even think I ended up going to sleep after that. Okay, this is an interesting question because I was just kind of talking about it, but what did my postpartum anxiety look like from your perspective? Because I didn't know what this was, and I had never experienced this in my life. And I'm actually going to make a little reel about the anxious thoughts I was getting to the point where I couldn't sleep. These thoughts were just overwhelming because I was looking up on ChatGPT, like, what thoughts do postpartum moms get? Like, are these normal thoughts? Literally looking them up, and Chat was giving me like a list of them. But what was it like from your perspective?
From my perspective, it looked just like over worrying about everything. You know, just worrying about things that you wouldn't normally worry about. So,
Yeah.
You know, worrying, I don't even know, dude.
We were worrying about, he's laughing at me for worrying. We were worrying about his breathing, like the way his chest looked, his eyes, his acne. Yeah, it was, yeah. I wonder if they can hear him.
They can hear him.
Silly boy. Yeah. You want to be in the podcast? He's our co-star.
He's pooping.
He loves it. Oh, is he pooping? Yay!
I think he's pooping.
Good job, baby. We're gonna be done here soon. Okay, but did you ever feel overlooked because so much attention was focused on me and the baby?
No.
No, I didn't think so, but
I just try not to think about myself, you know, because
that's a dad right there.
You got a freaking baby, you got a, you know, wife that just went in surgery. Like, I just don't really think about myself. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are good, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of people judge for co-sleeping. What are your thoughts on co-sleeping?
It works for me. I mean, like us sleeping with the baby?
Yeah, so being in the same bed as the baby is co-sleeping. So what are your thoughts on it?
I didn't know that you weren't really supposed to sleep with the baby, and he seemed to sleep a lot better with us. So for me, I mean, I didn't see any problem with it, but yeah, I guess they say that you don't want to sleep with the baby because if you roll over on him or whatever, but I don't know. It worked really good for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't at first.
For like
he was
a
in the
while.
bassinet because I was really afraid of the co-sleeping. I had heard like horror stories and it was just scary. Plus, I am like one of those sleepers that's like always moving around. So
not anymore.
Not anymore. No, I'm like so stiff now because I just don't want to move. Like I will wake up to roll over. So I fully wake up before I can even turn. Because I do have to turn, you know, I'm like a normal human being. But yeah, a lot of people get judged for like co-sleeping and feeding, and like some people judge people for bottle feeding, some people judge people for formula feeding. So everyone wants to just exclusively nurse, and now I regret not giving him more bottles because now he's not taking a bottle and I am exclusively nursing and I'm exhausted, and Cruiser can't even help me in the middle of the night to feed him like he was before. So you know what? Do whatever works for your family. No judgment here at all. Yeah. I can do a whole series on like things I thought before that I just do not think anymore.
The thing that pisses me off the most is people trying to give you advice when it's like, dude, no one asked you, you know? Like,
Yeah.
bro, like, especially when they don't even know anything about the situation and they're trying to give you advice and you're just like, bro, like,
Yeah.
number one, bad advice. Number two, no one cares. No, number three, no one asks you.
Come sit back down.
Okay.
Okay. And to wrap it up, if you could redo our first month, what would you do differently? Is there anything you would do differently?
It went by so fast that I feel like I did my best. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
No?
I think I did as good as I can.
Yeah.
Could I have done better? Obviously, always can, but I don't know.
I guess I don't regret anything from that first month. I just regret maybe not doing more research beforehand. Like, I feel like even though I did a lot of research beforehand, I was doing more research on, like, the stuff I needed to buy.
He has the hickey uppies.
Rather than, like, hi, baby. Hi. Can you give them a smile? I wish I would have done more research on, like, what a day in the life is going to look like. Like, there's videos that moms will do of, like, spend 24 hours with me with my five-day-old. Like, I wish I would have watched those videos to see what it was truly going to be like. But I never did. So it was really, like, very shocking. It was a very alarming experience. But we got through it because we have the best baby in the world. He honestly is such a good baby. Like, there's really not much that he doesn't really cry. The only thing is the whole bottle situation right now that's been happening the last 2 weeks. But we're hoping we grow out of that. Okay, now that is going to be wrapping it up. So thank you guys all for listening. I know it was a little chaotic. We're still learning how to do this podcast thing. But if you guys have any questions for us, always DM them if you want to, like, be featured. The next episode, actually, of the podcast is, let's tell people what the next episode's going to be like. Where's episode 3? We're going to be talking about how becoming parents changed us and a little bit about that. A little bit more about parenting, but also maybe a little bit of business in there because it kind of all ties in. But thank you for listening. If this conversation made you feel seen, follow the show. Send it to someone who's preparing for birth or finding their way through postpartum, mothers, fathers. Send it to your baby. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be back next week with another honest conversation. Until next time, here's to becoming the best version of me.
Best version of you.
And the best version of us. Bye, everybody. Say bye, Matthew.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.